Once they ruled our screens adorable, unstoppable, and full of glittering promise. But Hollywood isn't a fairy tale.
Fame aged some like fine wine and others like expired milk.
From shaved heads to public meltdowns, wild reinventions to quiet disappearances, these former child stars proved that growing up in the spotlight isn't just tough, it's downright savage. Buckle up.
This ride's about to get messy, surprising, and weirdly inspiring. Number 1. Taylor Momsen from Cindy Lou. Who da rock and roll rebel?
Remember the sweet little girl who taught the Grinch about Christmas spirit? Yeah, she grew up and then blew that image to smithereens with a black eyeliner bomb. Taylor Momsen went from Whoville,
Angel to leather-clad eyeliner smeared front woman of the Pretty Reckless. And she didn't ask for your permission.
By the time she joined Gossip Girl, Taylor was already shifting gears. Her character Jenny went goth and Taylor. She dove headfirst into the darkness. She ditched Hollywood skip the rom-com route and emerged screaming on rock stages with lyrics darker than your ex's soul. Innocent Cindy Lou, who that girl got left behind in a cloud of smoke and distortion pedals.
These days, Taylor is nearly unrecognizable tattoos, piercings, and a wardrobe that screams, "I eat pop stars for breakfast." But here's the twist.
She's never looked more herself. No breakdowns, no reality TV stunts, no fake comeback tours, just pure, gritty, unapologetic reinvention. Cindy who? This girl's busy shredding. Number 2, Lark Voorhees. From Bayside Babe to Hollywood Mystery. Back in the 90s, Lark Voorhees was the definition of cool. As Lisa Turtle on Saved by the Bell, she served fashion sass and side-eyes with legendary precision. She wasn't just part of the gang, she was the style icon of Saturday morning. But fast forward a few decades and fans were left blinking. Wait, is that Lisa? Her dramatic transformation sparked headlines, whispers, and wild guesses. Plastic surgery, health issues, alien abduction.
Okay, maybe not that last one yet. But the truth, as always, was more human. In a rare, brave moment, Lark revealed she was battling schizophrenia,
a deeply misunderstood illness that explained both her disappearance from the spotlight and her shifting appearance. While she stepped away from acting, she didn't vanish completely.
Lark started her own production company, signaling she still got stories to tell, just on her terms. The glow-up might not look like what fans expected,
but her legacy as the original Bayside diva still shines. Mental health warrior check always. Number 3, Britney Spears. From pop princess to pop culture earthquake, she was the girl who made school uniforms sexy and turned hallway dancing into a global obsession with Baby One More Time. Britney Spears didn't just arrive, she exploded.
Teen icon, please. Britney was a full-blown cultural reset. But behind the flawless choreography and bubblegum beats, the pressure was quietly building.
Then came the breakdown that defined a decade. The shaved head, the umbrella attack, the paparazzi feeding frenzy. One minute she was performing with pythons at the VMAs, the next she was a walking headline. Her once glowing image faded. Her megawatt smile dimmed, and the glitter lost somewhere between court hearings and chaos.
But Britney didn't vanish, she evolved.
From a Las Vegas queen to the face of the #Free Britney movement, she fought for freedom with mascara still intact. In 2025, she's unpredictable, unfiltered, and fully uncaged.
She might not be the Britney we grew up with, but she's 100% the Britney she earned the right to be. Number 4, Edward Furlong. Judgment Day came early.
When Edward Furlong burst onto the screen as John Connor in Terminator 2, he wasn't just a kid actor. He was the chosen one. The hair perfectly messy, the attitude peaked 90s cool. Hollywood dubbed him the next big thing, and for a hot second, he totally was.
But unfortunately, the real enemy wasn't Skynet. It was fame itself.
As he grew older, the off-screen battles kicked in. Drugs, arrests, rehab, repeat. His face changed faster than his IMDb page. That sharp-jawed teen heartthrob, replaced by a man who looked like he'd been through several Judgment Days, and maybe a few bad fast food binges along the way.
Sorry, Edward, we still love you. But wow.
And yet, plot twist, he didn't disappear.
In 2025, Furlong's not just surviving, he's trying. With indie films, fan conventions, and a quiet return to acting, he's slowly rebuilding. No, he's not back to saving humanity, but he is saving himself.
And honestly, that's the comeback story we didn't know we needed. Number 5, Macaulay Culkin lost the house, found himself. He was the kid who made booby traps cooler than Batman gadgets. With Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin became a one-man holiday empire.
Sharp-tongued, wide-eyed, and armed with paint cans, Hollywood couldn't get enough. By age 10, he was richer than most CEOs and besties with Michael Jackson.
What could possibly go wrong? Answer everything. As the camera stopped rolling, so did the fairy tale. A brutal split with his parents over money-suffocating fame and substance rumors turned Kevin Mallister into a recluse. And when he re-emerged looking like he just crawled out of a haunted attic, fans freaked. "That's not Kevin," they cried. Spoiler, it was. But plot twist, Mac didn't crash.
He course-corrected.
He ditched the fame game, launched a satirical lifestyle brand, because of course he did dabbled in music, and oh yeah, became a dad. In 2025, he's no longer the kid left home alone. He's the man who walked away from the madness with his weirdness intact. And honestly, that's badass. Number 6, Raven Simon. That's so grown now.
She stole scenes on The Cosby Show before she could spell celebrity.
And by the time that So Raven hit Disney Channel, she was a full-blown icon.
Funny, fearless, and rocking more wigs than a drag brunch. Raven Simon didn't just star in childhoods, she owned them.
But growing up in the spotlight is no crystal clear vision. As Raven got older, the industry started side-eyeing her bold style, weight changes, and even her opinions. Tabloids had a field day every time she switched up her look.
Platinum blonde one week, rainbow unicorn the next.
And when she spoke her mind on talk shows, oh, the internet exploded. Still, Raven never flinched. She ditched the Disney gloss, embraced her identity, and rebranded as a no BS commentator, talk show host, and truth slinger. She's polarizing, sure, but always real. In 2025, Raven isn't here to be America's sweetheart. She's here to shake tables, drop mics, and rock eyeliner thicker than public opinion. That's so Raven, and that's why we love her. Number 7, Johnny Depp, from heartthrob to Hollywood hurricane. Once upon a time, Johnny Depp was the bad boy with cheekbones sharp enough to cut glass. From 21 Jump Street to Crybaby, he made brooding, sexy, and eyeliner mainstream. Then came Captain Jack Sparrow, and boom!
He wasn't just a star.
He was a cinematic fever dream. Swagger, and just a touch of rum. But the fairy tale, it got dark, really dark. Behind the pirate hats and Tim Burton roles was a storm of lawsuits, divorce drama, and rumors thick enough to sink the Black Pearl. His face aged like an indie record store. Cool but dusty. Yellowing teeth, thinning hair, and a general vibe of I've been through some things. And yet, Depp's still Depp. In 2025, he's a rock star, actor, painter, poet hybrid who somehow makes chaos look artistic. Sure, he's more Haunted Mansion than Hollywood Mansion these days, but that only adds to the legend. Love him or side-eye him, Johnny Depp remains one thing for sure: unforgettable. Number 8, Amanda Bynes, from teen queen to tabloid tornado in the early 2000s. Amanda Bynes was Nickelodeon royalty comedy gold with a side of charm, the Amanda Show iconic.
She's the man legendary.
She had range timing and a face you could slap on every teen magazine without blinking. Hollywood was her playground, and she was winning. Then came the plot twist no one saw coming. In 2010, at the peak of her powers, Amanda said, "Peace out to acting." What followed was a front row seat to a very public meltdown. DUIs, wigs, Twitter rants, and a burning bong from a window incident that left fans yelling, "What happened to Amanda Bynes?" Her appearance changed. The bubbly girl next door became nearly unrecognizable. Piercings, tattoos, and a cloud of chaos. But behind the spectacle was a woman struggling with mental health and addiction, just trying to breathe. Now in 2025, she's off the grid, focusing on healing fashion design, and finally minding her business. No red carpets, no punchlines, just peace. Amanda's story isn't a punchline. It's a plot twist with hope. Number 9, Frankie Munn. Malcolm forgot, but we remember. Music once upon a time, Frankie Muniz was everywhere. As Malcolm the Genius stuck in the world's weirdest family, he made us laugh, think, and question why our own brothers weren't this entertaining. He had the look, the timing, the Emmy nods, and let's be real, those blue eyes could hypnotize a goldfish. But then, poof, Frankie ditched Hollywood faster than Reese could throw a tantrum. He went from sitcom royalty to race car driver, drummer, olive oil entrepreneur. Yes, really. The man was basically living out side quests from a video game. And just when fans thought things couldn't get more unexpected, he dropped the bomb he doesn't remember filming most of Malcolm in the Middle due to many strokes and head injuries. Cue collective gasp. But here's the twist.
He's fine with it.
In 2025, Frankie's thriving as a husband, dad, and man of many hobbies. His hair might change weekly, but his vibe is consistent, chill, grateful, and very much alive. He may not remember being Malcolm, but will never forget. Number 10, Corey Feldman.
From Goon to Ghost of Hollywood Secrets. In the 80s, Corey Feldman was the guy. The Goonies. The
Lost Boys, Stand By Me. He wasn't just in the hits, he was the hit. With a smirk that screamed trouble and charisma to spare, Corey and his BFF Corey Haye became teen royalty plastered on every bedroom wall and Tiger Beat cover from coast to coast.
But behind the fame was something darker. Feldman's transition from child star to adult survivor wasn't a cute montage.
It was a cautionary horror flick. Substance abuse, emotional scars, and run-ins with an industry that chewed him up and spat him out, left both his image and soul bruised. And yes, his appearance changed.
The youthful sparkle, replaced by a haunted stare, and the vibe of a man who's seen way too much.
Yet, here's where it flips. Corey didn't fade. He fought back. Today, he's a loud, unfiltered whistleblower, using his platform to expose abuse and demand accountability. He might not be headlining blockbusters anymore, but he's playing a more powerful role.
Truth teller, Hollywood may have changed him, but it didn't break him. Number 11, Shia LaBeouf.
From Disney darling to walking art project, Shia LaBeouf didn't just break out, he exploded.
As Louis Stevens on Disney Channel, he was chaotic, hilarious, and weirdly lovable. A walking cartoon with real emotions.
Then boom, Transformers, red carpets, A-list status. Hollywood crowned him the next big thing.
But Shia, he had other plans.
Cue the spirals. One minute he's a blockbuster star, the next he's getting arrested in cowboy boots while yelling at strangers. And let's not forget the infamous paper bag on his head that read, "I am not famous anymore." Performance art breakdown. Honestly, no one could tell. His appearance changed constantly.
Shaggy beard one week, clean-cut monk the next.
Like a human mood ring with tattoos.
But here's the twist.
Beneath the chaos was raw, fearless vulnerability. Whether in court or in an art exhibit, Shia never played it safe. In 2025, he remains Hollywood's most unpredictable wildcard, equal parts genius, mess, and meme. Love him or not, you can't look away. Because with Shia, the plot is always thickening. Number 12, Brendan Fraser. From Mummy Slayer to Hollywood's comeback king. In the late 90s and early 2000s, Brendan Fraser was that guy. Charming, jacked, and funny without trying. Whether he was dodging ancient curses in The Mummy, swinging through trees in George of the Jungle, or just flashing that megawatt grin, he was box office gold and everyone's secret or not so secret crush. Then he vanished. Poof. No scandal, no flaming downfall, just gone. For years, fans whispered, "What happened to Brendan Fraser?" Turns out the truth was heavier than a tomb full of scarabs. Behind the scenes,
a brutal divorce, lingering stunt injuries, deep depression, and a shocking sexual assault that left lasting scars both inside and out.
He re-emerged years later, visibly changed, softer, sadder, and more human. But then came The Whale, and Brendan didn't just return. He roared with raw vulnerability and soul-shaking performance. He snagged an Oscar and the hearts of a generation that never stopped rooting for him. In 2025, Fraser isn't just back, he's better. Proof that real heroes don't wear capes, they survive. Number 13, Josh Saviano. From Wonder Years to Legal Cheers, as Paul Pfeiffer on the Wonder Years, Josh Saviano was every nerdy kid's role model. Loyal, brainy, and rocking glasses with unapologetic swagger. He wasn't the lead, but he was the guy who always had Kevin Arnold's back. So, naturally, fans assumed a big Hollywood future awaited.
Plot twist?
Nope. Josh didn't fade from fame. He swerved hard.
After the show ended, he pieced out of Tinseltown, hit Yale, got a law degree, and became a legit attorney. While other child stars were dodging paparazzi, Josh was dodging subpoenas. And just to spice things up, the internet spent years convinced he was Marilyn Manson. Spoiler, he wasn't. Seriously, let it go. But the rumor added an edge to his otherwise buttoned-up post-acting life. Now in 2025, Josh is still rocking suits, just courtroom ones, not red carpet. He's proof you can leave the spotlight without a breakdown or a tell-all book. Sometimes the most shocking transformation is becoming a normal adult. Number 14, Jeremy Miller. From growing pains to grown man gains, Jeremy Miller was the kid everyone wanted as a little brother.
As Ben Siver on Growing Pains, he brought jokes, charm, and just enough 80s fluff to warm every living room in America. He had the smile, the timing, the bowl cut we were all in. But when the show wrapped, Jeremy didn't exactly launch into DiCaprio-level superstardom.
Yes, Leo was the other kid on that show. Awkward. Instead, Jeremy quietly slipped out of the spotlight and into real-life challenges that weren't written by sitcom writers.
As he got older, fame faded, and personal battles took center stage, especially a long struggle with alcohol that nearly derailed everything.
His once boyish look replaced with a grown man who's seen some stuff.
But guess what?
He didn't fold.
By 2025, Jeremy's sober, grounded, and working steadily in smaller projects.
No tabloid drama, no wild reinventions. Just a dude who turned his childhood fame into grown-up resilience. He may not be trending, but he's still standing. And honestly, that's a bigger win than any laugh track.
Number 15, Haley Joel Osment. He saw dead people, then disappeared. In 1999, Haley Joel Osment delivered the creepiest 6 words in movie history.
I see dead people. Boom, instant legend.
At just 11, he had more emotional range than half of Hollywood combined.
Oscar nominations, check.
Global fame, double check. Chilling eyes that haunted your dreams.
Oh, absolutely.
But puberty hit, and so did the awkward phase.
The cute psychic kid became well-a-bearded guy you'd probably walk past at a Comic-Con without realizing he once headlined The Sixth Sense. His face changed.
His vibe changed, and let's be honest, he looked like he now sees beer taps, not ghosts. Behind the scenes, Haley wrestled with personal demons, including addiction and the kind of career confusion only child stars know. But plot twist, he didn't crash. He adapted. Today, he's a respected character actor, voice talent, and indie darling. Still weird, still wonderful, and totally okay with not being that spooky little kid anymore. Number 16, Angus T. Jones, half a man, full disappearance. Remember the chubby, chicked, wisecracking Jake from 2.5 Men? Yeah, that kid was Angus T. Jones. And for a while, he was the highest paid child actor on TV. He went from sitcom punchlines to primetime royalty faster than Charlie Sheen could light a cigar. But somewhere between puberty and season 10, things got weird. Angus hit the brakes hard, calling the show filth and walking away from fame like he just found religion.
Spoiler, he kinda did. Fans were stunned.
He wasn't just gone from the screen. He was gone everywhere.
When he finally resurfaced, it was with a beard, long hair, and the energy of a dude who runs a kombucha co-op. No scandals, no meltdowns, just one of the most low-key wait.
What happened to that guy? Exits in Hollywood history.
These days, Angus lives far from the spotlight, dabbling in business and spiritual growth.
He might not be half a man anymore, but he's definitely his own man, and that might be the real win. Number 17, Danny Bonaduce, from Partridge Prodigy to Punchline Survivor. Back in the groovy 7s, Danny Bonaduce was the red-headed spark plug of the Partridge family. Wisecracking, guitar strumming, and stealing scenes like a pint-sized rock star.
He had charisma comic timing and just enough chaos in his eyes to keep things interesting.
Then the credits rolled and reality hit like a tour bus. Fame didn't just fade, it detonated. Danny went from teen heartthrob to tabloid train wreck addiction arrests, homelessness, and more reality TV meltdowns than we could count. His mugshots became more frequent than his auditions. But here's where it flips. Danny didn't stay down. In true comeback kid fashion, he picked himself up, dusted off the glitter, and reinvented as a no-filter morning radio personality. Think Howard Stern with more scars and fewer filters. By 2025, Danny's sober, stable, and still swinging. He's not chasing stardom, he's chasing peace. And for a guy who once spiraled like a vinyl record, that's the real encore.